It's going to get crazy up in here very shortly. It feels like the weekend already. National Agents Alliance is on fire. Thank you guys for plugging in. Thank you for checking out our show. Thank you guys that are dialed in. The numbers are growing in both categories. The number of people that are watching the show, that are listening, people are getting more tuned in, more fired up, which attributes to the power that the Alliance is starting to pull together. Because right now, in 2014, July of 2014, I'd feel it. Everybody's feeling it. I was talking to Barry Clarkson yesterday. I was talking to Chris Long this morning, Adam Katz this morning, and we're going like, we're starting to feel it. We're starting to get the right team pulled together. And people always, in business, people don't understand. Listen to this. With a college team, you got a great team, right? But all of a sudden your team's not winning. And it goes 1 year, 2 years, 3. And then you have a superstar come along, great quarterback, and you win a couple games and everybody gets their hopes up, right? Y'all know that feeling? And you're just like, what are we doing? And they change assistant coach. They change a couple plays. They put in some more spark on the special teams, and you go like, we got it this year. And it's like, didn't quite have it together, right? And then all of a sudden you get a couple linemen that people don't know about, and you get a running back, and you get a quarterback, and it just goes crazy. Then they start going into the playoffs, and you say, oh, we're back! And you're like, my team was always there. My team was always there. And you're like, do you not remember when you merely existed in the Atlantic Coast Conference? You were not a winner in the Atlantic Coast Conference. You were just in the conference. Well, people don't understand that about business, too. It's the same thing. We've had 2006. Oh my gosh. You could throw the ball up like that and it would bounce off the ceiling and go in. It's just everything we did in 2006 went right. And we've had some great years. And we've had some superstars emerge and then fizzle out. We're like, what happened to him? I don't know. And people always go like, what happened to him? It's like one of our great basketball players in NC State. What happened to him? He's riding a bicycle now because the government won't let him drive no more. you know what I'm talking about? Want a paper? And when you're 6'10", you look funny riding down the road pedaling. And then the next guy, and then we had, y'all seen Tommy Burleson come in here. He's 1974 champion. And, he's on top of the world, man. He's 7'4", got all his rings, got all his money, got him a great job with the city, travels around, speaks, does missions all around the world. You understand? But he can't play ball no more. He's retired, baby. Well, the Alliance is the same way. And we've been scrambling, thinking, and that's why we brought on Tim Goad and Mark Vickers. We've been thinking, what are we doing? What are we doing? And guess what, baby? Right now, I feel it. We have got the championship group brewing. They're coming on, and some of them are brand new. We got some good offensive linemen. Got this crazy running back that looks like he's got some special stuff in him. And that's what we look like right now. And that's what we're going to be talking about. This leadership is it's the second one that we've coordinated the entire motion of the whole weekend, where every speaker ties into the next speaker. We have more training than we've ever brought to a weekend. More down-to-earth, straight-at-you training that has ever happened. We've got breakout sessions. We did breakout sessions 12 years ago. Why did we quit doing it after 2 or 3 years? Because it was so successful, we quit doing it. Y'all know? We just said, we can't keep doing this. This is working too good. So we quit doing that. I don't know why we quit doing it. I mean, I was just like, somebody asked me why we quit doing it. I said, I don't know. It was working. People do that. You know what? They do that. They go on a diet. You know, a diet's working. So what do they do? Quit. You know? What, did you miss that stuff? You know? So, all right. So we got it, baby. I'm telling you. We got our level set up. We got the carriers. Promotions are coming out. The trip that we've got going this year. And here's what I think. I think the rest of this year is going to be phenomenal, but I think 2015 is our year, baby. I'm feeling it. You know, I'm feeling it. Now, there's contests running like crazy starting at this convention. And there's other ones starting in August 1st. Okay, so there's tons of contests running. Every single one of you, if you signed up for license class before this show's over, as long as you signed up for it, you can win an all-expense paid trip to the Greek Isles for 7 nights, 8 days. It will be the trip of a lifetime. We're at Santorini. We're in Olympia. We fly you into Venice. It's unbelievable. Every single one of you. So that contest is running, and I can't tell you, but there's going to be more contests. If you signed up from January of this year, there's going to be contests for brand new people that does not apply to people that have been with us for years. Because what we're looking for is that new dozen superstars that will come on board with the Alliance this year. And I know they're here with us, and I know it's in their heart. I see it in their eyes. I see it coming, baby. So I couldn't be more excited than to be a part of the Alliance right now. So I'm jacked up. If y'all can you pan and give them an idea of who's in here? So if you let everybody know how many people are already here. Let's see. Big things coming up. Do we have Billy? Pull up the Santorini, the Greek cruise. I want that. I want people thinking about that. We have the first. Here's the biggest indication I had the biggest indication I've had. We signed up to improve the Salvation Army Boys Club over here in Burlington, and Forrester said we will pay for tons of stuff. I don't know what they've got. I don't know. Chris, have you heard? Is it $100,000 that they threw at it? We said we'll bring 100 people, 80, 100 people, maybe 105 people. And Forrester said, we'll buy dinner for everybody. We'll have chicken, barbecue, something over here at the campus. Well, 120 signed up, so we shot them a little text, said, hey, let you know it's going to be 120, not 100, not 80. And then we said, we better let them know it's going to be 150. Well, 200 people coming right now. There's 200 people signed up to come and volunteer their time. That's good stuff. You guys. So some of you are going to be able to put one screw into a board, and you'll be like, woo, how about that? Community service, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Be like, you contributed. Everybody contributed a little bit. That blew me away. I mean, it really did. As a matter of fact, there's an email went out that said, look, we can't take any more. You can come over to the night, but it's really going to be crazy over at Salvation Army Boys Club. So what do you got, Billy? You waving at me? Oh, you got it up. Okay, so we're at Mykonos and we're at Corfu. So this trip, guys, if you got the WANTTO, if you got the want to, if you want to be there, I'm telling you, you can do it. I was just screaming at a guy the other day. I wasn't using profanity, but I did raise my voice. And he was saying things to me that were contrary to what you guys, Kara, are telling me. And you, Brian, that's what y'all are telling me. You tell me, how much, where's a mic? I need a mic. Can we see them? Is there any video that can we get y'all on here? Y'all stand up. Tell them who y'all are and where y'all from.
Kara Meiselman and Brian Martinez direct to Stephen Davies.
Whoa, what are you talking about? Where y'all live?
We live in St. Augustine, Florida.
And St. Augustine, Florida, right down below Jack's?
Yes.
Okay. And, or is Jack's right above St. Augustine? Anyway, all right, so both of them. That's what I'm talking about, right? So you trained. That's the thing. Where do y'all sell? Where is it? I know it's parts unknown, but give me some idea. Where all do y'all drive around and sell insurance?
We drive to Savannah, Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia, Panama City, Florida, and Ocala, Florida.
Give me some numbers of your recent events. 2-day trip, 3-day trip.
This week we ran 2.5 days. We did 12 apps for 20,997.
All right, look, check this out, man. Check this out. Here's what people are talking about. I can't do it. I can't do it. This thing don't work. You know, I can't do it. You know, I can't do it. It won't work. It won't work. I can't do it. I mean, as my mama said, I want to slap the taste out of his mouth, but they don't like you to do that. So I just say, ah! I just go like, man, please. I did told him, I said, if you could figure out how to get your little finger to work, well, this finger, and press the numbers. That's what I want to, I did tell him. I'm just going to confess. I usually try to hold back. I lit this one up, Anthony. I just told him, Bo, I couldn't do it, Bo. And I hope he's watching now. Because I told him, I said, dude, how do you justify telling me you can't print money with us in 2.5 days? So does that mean you left at 8 a.m. and you got back after 2.5 days? Or what does 2.5 days mean? What does that mean?
We ran Thursday and Saturday, and then we didn't quite hit our numbers, so we went back out Monday afternoon.
So you ran some business on Thursday. Were you all day Thursday or Thursday night?
All day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m.
8 a.m. to 8 p.m. is what she calls a day. And then Saturday, how much time?
8 a.m. to 8 p.m.
8 to 8 p.m. Sounds like 12 hours and 12 hours. Mm-hmm. And then Monday, what did you do? Morning or an afternoon?
Afternoon from 2 to 6.
2 to 6. You put in 4 hours. And you wrote how many apps?
12 applications.
12? For how much premium?
$20,997.
$20,000 plus dollars. The only question is, what commission level are they at? So if they're at 80%, they made $16,000 in 2.5 days. If they way down here, right down here, at the bottom, right there, where a lot of people start, right down there, they made $10,000. Now I'm going to tell you, if you want to, you can work 3.5 days. Tim Goad said, I'm going to tell some of you people, don't tell their mama and don't tell their friends how much they're working, because God is okay with it, and He'll be the only one that really knows how much they're going after it. If you want to go after it, if you got the WANTTO, if you got the want to up in you, you can work as much as you want to. You don't have to. You can take off for kids, golf, fishing, sleeping. If you want to, what's the video of war games? War games? What is it? Video? Y'all don't act like you don't know. You?
Call of Duty.
Yeah, you can do Call of Duty. I don't care. You can do the one where you steal the cars. That one's crazy. We're going to talk about Grand Auto Theft. Grand Theft Auto. You can do that. You can do that if you want to. But if you want to, you can win a cruise. It's just 20,000 points right here. All you need is 100,000. All you need is 100,000 in 6 months. We've got people that already did 300,000 in 6 months. And you coming on board, and I guarantee you, I know the ones that do 300,000. They're hard workers. They ain't working 5 days a week. And they're going to be down here this weekend, and I'm going to get her up on stage and tell them. I'm going to tell them. Because she can't tell a lie. She'll tell the truth. And I know the people that are doing it. Any other? You've had several good runs lately. What else have you had? Give me.
2 weeks ago we did almost 18,000.
18,000. How many days
13,
was that?
That was 2 days.
That was a 2-day run in 18,000. Mm-hmm. How many apps?
I believe it was 13.
Mm-hmm. Let me ask you this. You sold 12 apps. How many houses did you go in?
We sat, I think, 15 houses total.
Sat on 15 houses. How many did you have booked?
We had 18 booked.
Had 18 booked, 3 no-shows, 15 showed up.
Yes.
It's math. Here's the thing. What I really want, do you know how many people you talked to get 18 booked? Do you remember that number?
32.
30. Talk to 32. And then the question is, how many phone numbers do you have to dial? That's people were saying, I hear people in the audience saying, that's all? Yes. But you got to understand. You got to talk to 32 this week and then 32 next week. You got to get better. I talked to a guy the other day, he talked to 27 or 28 and only booked 4. And he was like, I think I know what my problem is. I need to get better once they say hello. I was like, boom, yow.
Yes, sir.
Boom, yow. No, so seriously, that's a big deal. But you take a guy that says, I didn't talk to anybody, what's he need to get better at? I mean, you can't tell somebody over the phone. You know, I mean, if I'm in person, I get you, what's your name, Larry? Let me see your hand, Larry. I don't mean nothing by this, but I get a finger going like that right there, I'll be like, yeah, baby, woo! You know, I mean, you get their finger warmed up where they can dial, you know? A man can't dial, I can't do nothing with him. Woman, neither one, you know? My wife don't even like it when I assist women, that strategy right there. She'll be like, no, don't do that. No, just do your own and show them. Say like that right there. Calm down, bro. Okay, y'all hear what I'm telling you? Let Brian say something, just something. I don't know, Brian, I don't even know what you need to tell them, but what do y'all sell them? What kind of policy you selling, Brian?
Whatever the client needs.
Oh, I got to go. Did you get any gifts? Did you get dinner? Did anybody send you out with, some homemade lasagna or squash? Tell the truth.
We got a lot of bottles of water, and we have one client that wants to send us home with a couple of kittens.
They want to get some kittens. It's the best business I ever did in my life. Got a couple kittens. No, don't take them. So that's my advice. All right, thank y'all. Give them a hand. Good job. Brandy Irwin. Roy, have you got anything worth reporting? Because if you do, that's what I thought. So, Brandy Irwin, tell me some numbers. Give me something. What have you been doing lately? You had any good weeks?
Yes. This past weekend,
Looking right here.
I'm sorry. This past weekend, I wrote 4,186.
4,106. How many days?
It was two and a half.
2.5 days, $4,000. So let's do the math on this. 4,000 in a weekend, 2.5 days, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. What did you do? What are we in? The month of, what are we in? July. What did you do in June? How much production did you do?
The issue pay.
Issue paid, submit, either one.
Issue pay was about close to 10,000.
So $10,000. Y'all give her a hand. $10,000. $10,000 last month. Now, so if you did that the next 6 months, you're at 60,000. So you're gonna have to pick up the pace from that. What have you done year to date so far?
It's on the elite ladies, it's 68.
So you've done 68,000. So that's about the pace you're on. So if you've done 68,000, you do another 60,000, you're 128,000. So you're way over what you need. And I'm going pop it up to 150 because what do you get at 150?
You get extra.
You get the special excursion trip that we're doing on one of the islands.
That's my goal.
That's your goal, is to do 150,000.
To do more than 10 a month.
More than 10 a month.
Oh, yeah.
Good job. We're proud of you.
Thank you.
10,000 works the same way. If you're at 50%, you're at $5,000 a month. Is this making sense? But you can't stay there because if you're selling that much, you're going to get promoted every 2 months, and you're eventually going to take you all the way up to 80%. In whatever, however many months that is, you'll bump up to 80% just by doing 10,000 a month. You with me? No, I'll take that back. 10,000 a month will take you up to 70%. You bump up to 20,000, you get to 80, so take you up to 70%, which would give you 7,000 a month. All right? Now, see, here's the thing. I'm saying this all the time. It's the most simple stuff that I can tell people because I keep it where it's believable because that's where I've built my business. What I find is a lot of people getting too complicated. What you're going to find out this weekend, and this whole theme today, the show today is keep it simple. When you come into this meeting, try to get the understanding. Don't try to get exactly what every person says. Just try to get an understanding. Because Sunday at noon, when we turn you loose on the United States of America, I want you to know what your concept is. Okay? Now, our concept is this. What I'm looking for is all of y'all of you that are looking in, and all of you that are in here, I'm inviting you to participate and be on our board. So if you tell your children, you tell your mama, your daddy, you say, I ain't never been invited on anybody's board. Well, now you can't say that no more. You personally are invited to be on our board. Okay, now, at a senior board member, this is the organization that you need. At first glance, it messes you up because you're like, I'll never get there. And I'm telling you, this is the way you get there if you're a single lady. This is the way you get there if you're a couple. You with me? Because you got twice as much work. You got twice as much people. And what you have to have here is one more single person, and you got the same, it's solved. But you can't, they're not going to do much more than this as a couple. I've said this many times. With the Alliance, you can have a great, great job going writing business. And God bless you. I used to, take back 15 years ago, I was like, I hated every job. I called it just over broke is what I said job stood for. And Jack something of a boss was another thing I said. You know, and job, good can't modify job. And I'm going like, you know what? Now I got people that work for me, and they got good jobs. We have a good time. They got great benefits. They do what they want to do. I got the AMP Media. They don't want to sell no insurance. They got a good job. This is what they like to do. Want to travel into Greece and filming stuff, right? There's another good job if you want to go out there and sell insurance. But to be crystal clear, that's what it is. And I'm okay with it. We need everybody to sell insurance. But if it's the only thing you're doing, what you've done is you've created something that's not expandable. There's no cushion. If things get bad, if you become disabled, if you want to write a check for $100,000 a year to some mission group, it's very difficult to do just doing this or this. So what I wanted to do today is talk to you about business ownership. Having something that you can pass on to your children, something that's duplicatable, something that's expandable, something that helps you change the world. I was reading last night in the Bible, and it said that you need to take stuff and teach it. Go forth and get. Go fish. Go repeat. If you're going to spread what you know, you can't keep it inside. It's not a little light that you can put a bushel over it, okay? You got to go out and do it. So I want to keep that simple, and I want you to start thinking in terms of, I'm coming into this weekend, I'm going to be jacked up out of mind. I understand it's going to be a lot of excitement, but I'm looking for the heart of the matter. So what I want to do is I want to give you a framework that you can take the heart, and you can say, all right, this is the heart. This is what I'm looking for. This is what I want to get out of this meeting. Okay? All right, y'all tracking on that? Am I everybody? Oh, here we go. So here's what I want to show you. As you move up our levels, IBA is simply this. You sell a policy. We had a new guy, I think on your team, Anthony. Is that Larry? Al. Is that Al? Al Murray? Is that Al Murray said, y'all give me a congratulations for IBA? Everybody's an IBA? We said, everybody don't get to be an IBA. I don't want to break it to you, but some people can't dial. I mean, and apparently they can't even convince themselves to buy one. Now, I'm going to tell you what, you can't whoop yourself. If you can't throw yourself down on the ground, I don't know what to tell you. I'm just like, whoo, yeah, rough childhood. All right. You sell a policy. There's some bad ones out there, Bo. I'm going to tell you what, you buy or sell a policy. The other thing is each month you got to do that to be an IBA. All right? Now, ideally, we want you to write about 5 a week. Okay? And our average policy is $1,000, so that's going to take you to $5,000 a week right there, okay? And that's going to take you to $20,000. That's ideal. You say, Andy, will you take less than that? I'll take $1,000, okay? $1,000 is fine. One sale a month is fine. What you want to do, this is your job. What do you want to get paid on your job? Okay? So if you want 150, 200,000, you need to be on your job. you need to be thinking $5,000 a week. If you're thinking, I want to make 75 grand, 100 grand, somebody to pay my bills, you need to be thinking 10,000 a week. 10,000 a week is the most simple and easy to keep up with, okay? Because all you got to do is sell 3 or 4 a week. It's booking a full day of appointments, maybe a day and a half. When you're not as good, it might take you 2.5 days just to write 10,000. And it's jamming appointments up. So you need to be thinking, one side of you needs to be thinking, how do I write at least $10,000 a month? How do I at least write $2,500 a week? How many appointments do I have to do? How many leads do I need? How many times do I'm going to have to call somebody and they don't answer? How many times is somebody going to say no and I go, woo, how's Thursday at 6 o'clock look? You understand what I'm saying? Because they're going to say like, I done told you, I done bought. And you got to say, whoo, this job gets harder every day. But that's what you say to them, right? And you know it takes something out of you to say that because you want to go, well, good morning to you too, and hang up. You know, that's not the words you're thinking, but you know, it has some of those syllables in it. You know what I mean? You know, but you can't do that. You got to keep the phone in your hand, swallow, and go, yeah, I know it. How about that? Ain't that crazy? How about them Dolphins? What are you doing Wednesday at 7 o'clock, right? And then sometimes they get madder, you know, and you got to go, you didn't take that funny like my cousin did when I told him. You know, I mean, you got to stay with it. Some people call that work. Some people call that a beat down. You know, how many beat downs you got to take? Now, I always think about Ric Flair or Sergeant Slaughter when y'all talk about beat downs, you know what I mean? Them boys had to take a sledgehammer to the head to make their money. And I always think about working in tobacco and working in the cotton fields and hoeing the corn. No offense to the Vegas people. I always think about farming, you know? I always think about farming, and that's work to me. So listening to somebody scream, maybe I got immune to it when I was a child. You know, maybe that. I mean, my mama would say stuff, man. You know, and my brother, we'd say stuff to each other. And you could say anything to us, and we'd just come back with something. We'd be like, you suck. You suck more. And we'd be like, that's not good. That's not funny. You could say, well, you're ugly. You know, and well, that's pretty good. You can't go suck more, but suck to ugly or something like that. And you go like, you can't play ball. You ain't got no girlfriend. Mama don't like you more. You know, we always had something. You know, you can't say the same thing, right? So we always had something to say back. We were never at a loss. Maybe, you know, I don't know how, but that. So to me, did I get a snort? You get a snort this early in the show. That's a good show going right there. So I don't think of that as work. I think that as being a kid again. I don't know if you can get that. We talk about this. We need people that have childlike faith. We need people that have belief. We always talk about fat people, right? Faithful, available, and teachable, right? Okay, so when I'm thinking about having to do that, it's faithful. You know what I mean? I'm thinking about childlike faith. We need people that are faithful, people that just laugh and say something back. No, I don't think of it as work. And somehow maybe you need to think about, how does Dane Levine, how does Eric Belair, how does Bill Cook, y'all to hear Bill Cook teach making calls. I'm going to tell you what, if you don't laugh, he will change and he'll be somebody else and you'll laugh. And then he'll change and be somebody else and you'll laugh and you'll be like, oh, my head's spinning. But he's having fun. He's not working, which takes us back to what y'all have heard in the past. Find something that you love and you'll never have to work another day in your life, because all you'll be doing is having fun. So what you're doing, the whole concept is how we're going to get your mind right here, your head, around the fact that this is fun. That you can laugh about it. If you've ever heard me make dials, If you've heard Michael Owens make dials, if you've heard Brandy, we laugh, we cut up. Debbie Bean, you remind me of Debbie Bean. Debbie Bean cracks me up. She is one of the top lady salespeople in the country. She's just having fun. Kara, having fun. That's the whole concept, but you're having fun knowing what you're trying to do. So you need to learn things like, when I'm talking to the person I'm selling, what am I trying to do? Okay? So the concept is you got to be in their house while they're there. You go up in there when they ain't there, they go call it breaking and entering. Right? And if you go there and they ain't there, you can't go in. You know, you can't pick up a souvenir or nothing like that right there. The lead, the dial, when you're calling them, is to get in there when they're there. And you say, well, I'm supposed to find out if they're interested. Bro, they interested. They interested. They alive, they need life insurance, okay? And they ain't got it. And if they got it from about 99% of the other companies out there, you know it's not a good program. You can flip through it and look at it and read on there and go like, this is not what you think you got. And you just start around to them and you show them. And if you don't know how to read it, you just take a picture and email it to your manager and say, what does this mean? At the worst, you're going to come back and say, you ain't going to believe what I found out about your policy. But most of the time, they don't have anything. Is Angela Clark still standing around here? Angela, come here. Come here real quick. Angela Clark's one of the top sales ladies in the country. Come here. Y'all give her a hand. She'll move faster. Tell me about that lead. You just shot me a text about it. If I had to pull out a text, I will.
I had a lead. It was this week. But easiest appointment I booked in a long, long time. Called up the guy, just said yes. It was like a lay down. The guy had his name. What was his name? John. And John filled out a lead. He took out a loan 5 years ago. It was a $150,000 loan. Filled out a direct mail lead. Sent it in to us. A year later, we sent him a lead within a lead. He filled it out. Sent it back in. A year ago, our telemarketing team called him up, generated a lead.
Okay, listen what I'm telling you. Nobody sold him anything. So we've got this lead in-house. Okay? And nobody's buying it. So what we did is we called him again from telemarketing and said, are you still interested? And he said, yeah. So we got the lead again. So we've created this lead twice. Nobody's done anything with it. Right?
Correct. So I bought it this past week as an RW, so I paid $5 for it. Booked it, sold it for $110 a month while he was working at his shop, putting a front end in a truck. So
he remembered selling it. He remembered filling it out.
he remembered all 3 times that he did something.
Nobody called him. $5. It cost me $90 to make it, so I don't want to hear nothing about that. It's good for you. Okay, all right, it's good for everybody. Everybody wins. Everybody wins. Everybody wins. But I don't need everybody waiting until it gets to be a year old. All right, you had another one that you had to fight a little bit harder, RW Lee, because you said, how about who was the one? Y'all hear about the one that had the telemarketer called up and we get a password, right? Well, I say our telemarketer. Here's the craziest thing: the way our telemarketing system works. They call up people, Anthony. I don't know if you know this, but when they book they got a lead and he's interested. They always go, now look, to keep any other telemarketers from coming, we need for you to give us a password, like your favorite football team or your favorite color. So they'd be like Washington Redskins. So they write it down. So when you get our telemarketing leads, you can call that and you say, hey. You told them the password was Washington Redskins. Are we in the house? You know, so you just so it's crazy because it's telemarketer giving them a password, which I think is hilarious. You know what I mean? It don't make no sense to me. So the man gave the person a bad word, and he said, "I want to put this bad word as my password, but I can't say the bad word." And so it turns out that he manufactures. It's crazy what the story is. Well, I'm telling you. And so whoever it was, you that sent in this story, because it's a true story, because they said this, just know this lead had that on it. They called up and said, now look, I'm gonna say the password to you, but don't get mad because you're the one that told the person. So they told him, and he started laughing. He said, I just wanted to see if I could get, it really ain't a bad word, it's kind of it's a part. So And he said, I want to see if I can get anybody to say it. And the agent went out there and wrote like a $375,000 a month payment because that guy apparently does good what he does, man. And you know, but you know what I'm saying is you got to be nice, and you got to press the numbers, and you got to talk to the people, and you got to have fun with it. You understand what? Did you remember the other one that you had?
Yeah, the one I had an RW that I bought the week before. Actually, it was an RW2.
2-year-old.
Correct. Called up the guy.
Everybody's funny.
Called the guy, booked the appointment, went and sat down with him. And over the last, I guess it'd be about 3 years, he's sat with 5 agents. 3 of them happened to be ours. But wrote 2 apps for $6,000 annualized premium.
Tell him what the problem was. How come I didn't sell before?
He just wasn't confident in the people he sat with. Didn't feel like they believed in that they were giving him the best thing. He was just looking for really somebody he liked and trusted to buy from.
Yeah, I'm telling you. People, listen, if you loving what you're doing, people are going to be attracted to what you're doing. They can see it. If you're just out there to turn a dollar bill, people are going to smell it, and they're going to run away from you. Angela, thank you very much. Keep killing it. Keep taking it. Buy some of the expensive leads, too. Don't be buying all the cheap leads. Buy all my cheap leads. All right. It's to get a lead as an excuse to get in the house when they're there. You get in the house, you show confidence. If you make sure you set up a helpline, this is like the game show. You can go like, I think this is the answer, but I can use a helpline, which is your manager or a top salesperson. You can put them on a speaker. A lot of our managers, a lot of our top salespeople will do it. Your whole concept is, how do I move up with this? So it's the heart of the matter. You're going to see every personality do this that teaches it this weekend. And if you get the leaderboard out, you start looking for Brandy, you start looking for Angela Clark, you start looking for Kara, you start looking for the top salespeople and say, have you seen Bill Cook? Have you seen Debbie Ben? Where are they? Well, we got all these breakouts and all this conference time. If I'm you, I'm making a beeline for them. And I'm just getting around, I'm going to get me a picture with them, and then I say, what's your face look like when you're house? Do you look like this? Or you look like this? How about this? Do you wear your shoes in the house, or do you take them off? Every little detail around this. Okay, so that's one concept that you're thinking about. Is how do I keep it simple? How do I get to the heart of the matter? The next thing you're looking at, now, so you can move right up at 10,000. You can move all the way up to Alliance Power Producer at 20,000, All Conference Producer. Okay? Above that, I'm going, I don't know what you're trying to do. Because if you can get up to just right here, agency manager on the builder side, you're going to be making $250,000 or $300,000. Okay? And I ain't saying you're rich, but you're headed in the right direction at $250,000 to $350,000. Okay? You're starting to be different. And people say, what do you consider good money, Andy? I always tell people this. I got a guy making good money. I go, what's good money to you? 90 grand. I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I got a guy making $250 on his job. I'm going, that's a pretty good job, a pretty good deal right there. Okay? At agency manager, you're starting to be a business that'll kick off $20,000 to $30,000. So I want to tell you how there's going to be so much information on recruiting and building. And I want you to be excited, but I don't want you to be overwhelmed with it, because getting to right here is simple. So next week's show, TWC, I talk a lot about how simple it is. So what I'm doing today is I want to warm you up and kind of get your mind right for where we're going starting this weekend, what you're thinking about. You're thinking about what we do. What the Alliance does, what we do is sell and recruit. I always tell people we sell, recruit, and build. Okay, those 3 things, that's what we do. It's you say, well, that's 3 things. No, it's really one thing. It's called the Alliance. It's called what we do. It's like saying that golf is only driving. No, it's not, and putting, but it's only golf. That's all it is golf. Well, what's the 3rd thing? Well, you got your middle game. right? You got your driving, you got your mid-game, and you got your putting. There's a lot of stuff in between. There's a mind game, having your heart right, and all that's there. And your publicity, all that thing's there. But the main thing you got to do is you got to be able to putt and you got to be able to drive. You can do those things, you can start making big money. With us, you got to sell and you got to recruit and build. But if recruiting is a simple thing, building's going to come next. It's kind of like if you can putt and drive, the other stuff's going to work itself out. We'll be okay. If you can do those, world class. So world class, I want you to be able to sell and recruit. The basic building block that we have is team builder. And team builder works like this. All you got to have is 2 guys, Anthony, 2 people, and one of them has 1 person. So the diagram starts to build the perfect shape of your organization. That's what you want your organization to look like. Hire a guy, hire a guy, hire a guy. That organization blew up to the size of mine, or even, let's do this, blew up. If you take this diagram, you take Fitzgerald and you put Bill and Diane Lampe right here, and you put Paul Roberts right here, and you put Ron Osias right here, or whoever you put right here. You put Stephanie and Matt. You put Matt and Stephanie right here. That's that diagram, as it keeps blowing up, will create you $80,000 a month income just repeating that. So don't go, I got to find a guy who's got 50 people. I've got to find this miracle person. I've got to find this great lady who can stand up to all the pressures of the world. No. What you got to do is you got to find 2 people like this, and then you have to duplicate you. That's it. And the way you do that is what you need to be thinking about. How does this go down? And it goes down by you talking to everybody and nicely explaining to them what our leads look like, explaining to them what Mutual of Omaha does, how important, what we care about the family. Basically, you are sharing with this person or anybody else that you run into. Okay? So I'm still hiring people myself left and right. Last week, I get a text from a kid, sends a text to me, and he says, I'd like to come over to your company. Well, I immediately go, this kid's dad is one of my best buddies. He's a preacher friend, Mike Mitchner. And his son is sending me a text, wanting to come over to my company to talk to us about selling life insurance. I said, what? Mac has a license? I didn't recruit Mac. And I'm thinking, I didn't tell Mike that I was hiring. He thinks I'm hiring all over the country. He don't know I'm hiring in Burlington. And I'm thinking, man, I have messed up right here. Okay? So I turn around, and so he's already selling with another company. I told him, go learn. You'll one day figure out they don't have a plan. Because matter of fact, the president of your company has now done dumped them. He's president of our company. He'll be here this weekend. But I didn't want to. I didn't tell him that, but that's where he is where Tony Garcia, who's the new president of Foresters, he's the world president of Foresters, is where he used to be. He left where this kid is. So I was just real nice to him, and then I called his daddy, and I was like, dude, he's like, you didn't say nothing to me? And I'm like, what's my buddy said? My butt has been whipped so many times, and about 90% of the time, I'm the one that did the whooping. You know what I mean? I'm kicking myself in the rear end. I'm like, God. So I immediately picked up the phone, called my banker friend, Chris Clemens, and started explaining to him. He said, I got a couple I want people to refer you to. Y'all tracking on this? All right. So then, yesterday, I called another buddy of mine. If y'all down in Myrtle Beach, it's Morton's, what is it called? World Furniture. Here in Burlington, it's Dave's Discount Furniture. I called Dave. I said, Dave, I need somebody. Oh my gosh, the next 30 minutes, and he's something, he's a bird, man. In the next 30 minutes, he's telling me how I got to go find somebody. I said, I need for you to come this weekend and explain to people how to hire somebody. And he said, here's what y'all can't talk like Dave, but it's something like this. Here's what you do, Bo. What you do is, you get out of your house and you go down to the Verizon store. You go to the car dealership. You go to Rooms to Go, and you meet salespeople. Because that's where you find salespeople, is where they're selling something. 30 minutes of that, Bo. He said, I got 2 people I want to send you. Texted me 2 people. I've already talked to them. They're fired up and they're interested, and I booked an appointment. You see the concept is you got to talk to people about what we do. Either you're hiring them or you're asking referrals. So if you're brand new, who's not licensed in here? Who's not licensed? Y'all are not licensed? Okay. What's your name, ma'am? Deb. You look familiar, Deb. Where you? Give Deb a mic, Anthony. Where are you from, Deb?
I'm from Chesapeake, Virginia.
Chesapeake, Virginia. And right beside you, what's your name? Would you stand up too? What's your name?
My name is Paxton. I'm from Denver, Colorado.
Denver, Colorado. Do you live in Denver now?
I do.
Did you fly out here?
I drove.
You drove from Denver.
I did.
How far of a drive is that?
About 22 hours.
Give her a hand. Paxton,
Yes.
first name?
Yes.
Paxton, who encouraged you to drive out here 22 hours?
Rory.
Roy,
Bean.
good job. You drove also in Chesapeake, Virginia. First name again?
Deb.
Deb. Okay, so Deb, Paxton, here's the way it goes. You know people, Sunday school teachers. You know people that coach your children. You know people that you went to high school with. It's a very simple script, but you got this weekend. This is what you're thinking. I want a copy of script so I can read it. I want you to get it in your heart. If Tim Go was screaming at me this morning in a nice, loving sort of preacher way. He was like, "You got to get people to think like you think, Paxton."
Oh.
It's like Simon Says. I don't know how to tell you. It's the same way with selling. I'll tell people to sell, and then I'll stop selling. They go, "I'm going broke." I said, "Did you know you quit selling?" Nobody told you to sit down or stop selling. You know what I'm saying? Just keep selling. You know, we get them lined up. We got to keep them doing it. That's why I do this too. Y'all have seen me do this 100 times. Tell people just wait for further instructions to carry on. Okay. So what was I talking about right before that? Preacher. Oh, Tim Goad hollering at me. He said, I want you to get people to start to figure out how you think. It's not how to recruit the person. It's how I think. Does this make it? This is kind of crazy. So when you're here, listen to how Fitzgerald thinks. Listen to how they think. How they do it is huge. You're going to get hints. I'm getting ready to give you a hint, but it's how I think. And here's how I think. I know that people are out there that like social. They like to talk to other people, and they like to help. Now, there's very few people like me that like to live out in the woods, out in the country. But if you'll notice, they come to the city all the time. If you look at a map, people gather, okay? Because I look at people and I go, Bo, you can't even, you can't pee-pee outside where you live. You know what I'm saying? That's not good. That's not healthy. You need to have room to spread out. You can't, where are you going to ride your go-kart? You can't ride your four-wheeler on that yard. I don't understand. But that's the way people are. They like to be around other people, right? They do. They want to be around other people. So when you got to know that people want to talk to you. And especially if you're not trying to make them do something. If you're asking for their help, that's the thinking. So you call people, Deb, anybody that you can think of. Give me the first name of somebody you know. Kids, friends, huh? Mary. Mary, so it goes, Mary, hey, this is Deb. How are you been? Blah, blah, blah. Don't ask her 4 more questions about life. Why? Because people don't like to be faked out or driven crazy. You be polite. What are you doing? These are the words. This is why I called you. The reason I called is. In other words, 1 polite question, boom, yow. Then we're getting to the point. We don't go on and on because nobody likes to be treated like that. When somebody calls you, you want to know what they want, right? God help. If I could tell every one of you is mama that, y'all all be better off, right? You know what I'm talking about when they call, like, what do you want, mama? You know, like, what do you want? I know you wanted something. So don't do that. What you want to do is you want to call them and say, this is why I'm calling. You know I've been doing that thing, or maybe you don't know I've been doing that thing. You don't know I've been doing that business. If you want to sound sophisticated, maybe you're not aware that I had started on with the Mutual of Omaha. However you want to say it in your dialect, because my script is not going to be your script. So, hey, Bo, what I want to tell you was, I've been doing that thing with Mutual of Omaha, right? That's what I told David. Hey, Bo, you know we're doing that thing with Mutual of Omaha, right? He said, yeah, I know all about it, Bo. I've been over the place and everything. I said, all right, well, let me tell you what I'm looking for. And boom, yow, we're talking business. I'm not confusing him. I'm not misleading him. So it goes like this. Mary, is that who you said? Mary, hey, this is David. How you been doing? Good. Okay, listen, while I'm calling you, I don't know if you know this, but I started doing this thing with Mutual of Omaha, and we really need a lot of help. And is there any way we can get together for lunch, for breakfast, for dinner? Can I come over there right now? What are you doing right now? The idea is urgency. Can we get together in person? Let me show you what I'm doing. You want to take your brochures and you want to take some leads over there. And you want to go over to Mary and you say, Mary, here's what we're doing. And when you tell her what we're doing, you're doing it hoping that she goes, aha, this is good. I like this. You're hoping that she says, my son will be great at this. My husband needs something. That's what you're doing. So you're throwing it out there in a nice sort of way. Here's our leads. We need help. Here's the greatest thing, Mary, the product. What we have is unbelievable. Most people don't plan for this, right? So you see the idea? You sit down with her 35, 45 minutes. Now, if she says, I don't know anybody, I don't like it, which is, that's 99% of the time they're going to know somebody, they're going to like it, they're going to do it. The question for Mary is, Mary, one of the things that I'm doing is I'm learning what other people have that already have something like this. That's one of the things I'm doing. I'm telling you, all right, so what do you have for your family? When, listen, this is a critical word, when something happens to you, when something happens to your husband, you go like, ain't not going to happen to him. This is America and this is earth. Hello, us to you. You ain't getting up out of here alive. And ever since you was a baby, you started getting old. It didn't start when you turned 50. It started when you was a child. You can't say it like that, but that's the concept, right? Hello, it's when something happens, what's your insurance plan? Oh, I got a great one from MetLife. Whew, I've been looking for something better than ours, so I just know all about it. Is it possible that I could look at it and I could try to understand it and I could help, we could understand it together and I can learn? Is that possible? Would you let me do that? Now, I can't imagine if a friend of mine says, I'd like to see how your Range Rover works. Can I look up under the hood? But I don't care. Get up under it, crawl up. I don't drive it. I don't care. I'm a friend of mine. You can have it. There it is. Go ahead, right? If somebody wants to see an insurance policy, there you go. You want to see what kind of property and casualty? I don't care. There it is. I don't know what your friends are like. My friends are like that. They'd be like, I don't care. Go ahead. Here it is. Look at it, right? So if you're asking nice, not trying to do anything, you're just looking at it. If you can look at it and you could say, you know, this is a 10-year term. You've had it 8 years. It lasts 2 more years. Then look what your prices go to, Mary. Or you could say, did you know this was accidental only? Or did you know that, this is not active anymore? There's all kinds of things you're going to find. Most of them don't have it in America. 80% don't have it. So now you can say, would you like to know how inexpensive it is? The concept is you can sell them a policy. The concept is they can give you referrals. The concept is you've got 200 hot leads in your life right now. Well, wait a minute. What we got leads for? Because you're going to go through those hundreds in 2 or 3 weeks. That's what everybody goes to work Western Southern. Everybody goes to work with Aflac. Everybody goes to these. They call all their friends about 2 weeks and they're fired up out of their mind. In 2 weeks they ain't got nothing. We got leads at the end of 2 weeks. But we need for you to access everybody you know. And now watch this. If you sell a policy, or when you sell a policy to Mary, she's got friends, and we need to get the emergency response system going, and we need to get all 10 of her friends committed to that program. So your 200 might go to 2,000. And people say, well, next thing you know, people are not going to need your leads. I go, that's okay. I've got people that have exhausted everybody they know, and now they're looking for leads. That's fine. We've got them. They're not cheap. They're very expensive. Direct mail costs a fortune. Data costs a fortune. Postage costs a fortune nowadays. I can't help it. And 99.1% of them throw it in the trash, and it's wasted money. Okay? So I can't, and we have to pay for the 99.1 that throw it in the trash. The only ones we get is the 0.9 that we keep. That's why they cost so much. If everybody would fill them out, they'd be cheaper. Spread the word among your friends. Hey, if you don't mind, fill out the information you out. Anything you get, just fill it out. It helps the whole country keep going. It's a sturdy economy, right? So this right here is Mary, right? But it's 200 of them that we're talking to. Now here's what people tell me. Well, my upline told me to make a list. I go, did you make one? I gave him 22 names. Okay. I call your list. Please God, tell me it's not the same thing as you calling your friends. If I can call your friends and I'm better than you are in getting your friends something, hello, maybe not the wrong person, okay? Now, I will call them if you're scared, okay? Scared, if you're scared. I say scared, okay? I will call them for you. I don't mind. Or if you've got 200 and you're calling here and I'm going to call here, but what we need to do is flip-flop, and eventually the ones that I called, you need to call. You tracking on this, Paxton? You following us? If I said anything you can't do, can you do all this? Is it amazing stuff? Can you put that mic up there and say, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. All right, so, all right. Now, here's the other thing. Watch what our leaders do. Like, I am very smiling and nice, but I've been real direct with Paston. Put the mic up, stand back up. You know what I'm saying? That's what we got to do with everybody. So if a friend has the wrong policy, we go like, this policy's wrong. We got to have, that's another part of faith, by the way. I don't know, I might say this again once or twice, but courage actually means heart. And it means saying what you mean from your heart. It's an old place it come from. You can look it up, okay? So I need for you to have courage, which we tie into faith. If you got faith, you'll have courage, and you got to say nicely what you need to say, Larry. Okay? You can't just sit back and go like, well, they ought to know, or they should have known, or forget them if their policy runs out. You've got to you've got to do the right thing. And doing the right thing is like when Angela talked about the people that went in the house and didn't get them to buy a policy, they were not covered. That's the wrong thing. Apparently, they said, we don't like it. And they said, got their stuff and ran. Well, you got to say, what's your other plan? Why don't you keep this until you think of a different plan? There's all kinds of things that our salespeople can tell you what to say while you're in the house. So when you are building this, you're looking to hire. Look at this. You're looking to hire 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Andy, why am I hiring a lot? Because, have y'all seen, raise your hand if you've seen my 2020 vision video. Raise your hand. Have you seen 2020 vision video? So Al, you hadn't seen that. Okay, so we got to get him a link to my 2020 vision. Everybody out there needs to go. Can we get that blasted out? The 2020 vision video. But I am not going to wait for the Alliance to pass it out. You've seen it. You've seen my 2020? Because I'll probably send it to you. Okay? You've seen it on YouTube. Okay. Get people to see that, because what happens is to get this diagram right here, to get this diagram right here, what you want is you want to hire friends and family, people you know. And then from them, you want to pick out the stars. What's the stars? The ones that have the courage, the ones that are available to do the work, the ones that are teachable and trainable. Fat people, right? People that are teachable and trainable. And that's the 2 that are most fat. And then you know that they're more likely to do this right here. Boom, yow, boom, yow, boom, yow. You with me? These 2 are the most likely to do this. And what you do is you talk this person, you explain to them the same thing. You explain to them that they're supposed to hire 20 and they're supposed to pick the most likely 2 out of the 20 that they hire. Then these 2 are supposed to do the same thing. So what you end up getting is you get this right here, boom yow, this is you up here. You get this, and then this person, his goal is to do the same thing. This is team builder. This is like anybody can do team builder. Anybody, everybody knows that they can get this person, and hire one person, right? But if you hire 20, then the 2 best, or you hire 40, the 2 best are going to be able to do this. These are your 2 best. Watch. Boom, 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 boom. You see how this works? So now all of a sudden, you're starting to get this concept going. This person right here has to go boom, boom, then this person, boom, boom, boom. Now, by the way, this is you. You got to start over and do it again. You see how this is working? It's a building block. That's why we call it team builder. All right, now watch this. 2 weeks ago, I came on a show and I explained to y'all how do you talk to your friends, and I was like, I had never done this before. I ain't never told anybody this before. People say, you just thought of it. You ain't been keeping it secret. We built this whole program, Anthony, and I've never taken the time to explain to people that this is all it is. All it is team builder over and over again. It's building blocks that are layered on top of each other. So don't be jumping up, screaming, going crazy. Y'all can grab a seat, Debbie and Paxton, or Deb and Paxton. Thank you. Screaming excited, but don't freak out. Don't get overwhelmed. Think, man, if I hire 20, I'll get 2. And I tell them 2 everything I know. And them 2 will get 20. And then they'll pick their best 2, and then I'll tell their best 2 everything I know, and he tells them what he remembers, and we're going to go boardroom, okay? We're going to go boardroom on you. That's different than going postal. That's a different thing. We're going to go boardroom. You understand, postal is not much either, but you add together one thing and another, the next thing you know, postal is bad, right? Well, team builder is the same way. It's not that much, but when you start adding it together, let me show you what you get. Now, here's what I've got a lot of times. People say, key leader. What's a key leader look like? This is the goal that we want people to do, okay? Now, what does business promoter look like? Boom, boom. What's business developer look like? Boom. What does IBA look like? Done got it. That's team leader. I mean, that's key leader. I know people going like, wait a minute. You got to be kidding me. That's team leader. Look, you don't even have a team builder. You ain't even got to have a team builder. You just got to get 2/3 of a team builder. All you need is one person to get 2 people, and then one person to get 1, and then you get 2 people, and you're a key leader. And look, all I got to do is 25,000 total. So if you're doing 10 and BP's doing 10, between 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people, you need another 5,000. If you're doing $20,000 in production, all you need is between all these people get another 5,000. If you're doing 5,000, 5,000, 5,000, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 40,000. All you need is 25. How simple is key leader? It just starts. You start going, if I build this business on 2 things, I learn how to sell and I learn how to hire people, not go team builder. Yes, team builder looks like that and it's simple, but you learn how to hire. Then all you do is you teach this person to hire. So keep it simple. All you do is learn how to get people in and get them licensed. People are looking for people that have the right heart, the right mind. People doing work, listen. And I go, y'all need to back down a little bit, I was on the phone yesterday with a 72-year-old nice guy. He is got his license. He's got 2 or 3 people he's already talked to, and he's fired up going to do this thing. That is one of my 20 people. Hello? Hello? And they say, he's not the best one. And I go, let me see what your other 19 look like. He might be your best one. You say, Andy, he sounded great. Why are you people thinking he ain't going to be good? Because when I said something about flying a jet out to get him, giving him a glass of wine on the way back, feeding him dinner, having him a nice, polite massage on the way back, and I'd put him up in a hotel, he said, nicely, he said, thank you, but I wouldn't be interested in that. I already know how to sell. I know how to recruit. Leave me alone. And some people said, hang up on him. And I went, he's one of my 20, bro. You don't understand. I got a man who got a license, who already knows how to do this thing. I don't even have to train him. See what I'm saying? You want to beat him down because he don't want to listen. And I'm fired up. He's already trained. So you don't really think he's trained, do you? Well, I ain't stupid. You know what I mean? I know, but I got to get 20 people, and he's one of them. Okay? And of those 20 people, if he hires one person, boom, yow! Does that make sense? I have just went team builder. If I can get one person to sell, and my man, all we got to do is find one more, and I'm a team builder. Woo! I need you to go team builder. Hire that man. Oh, you waste your time talking to him. He talk. I talk to him for 3 hours if I have to. Do you understand what I'm saying? I got that guy. If he starts selling 1 app a month or 3 apps a month, that's my man. Y'all understand this? Everybody's looking for these superstars. Man, it's got 50 people. And I'm going, you're going to find them. And here's the way you find them. You hire a super stud all-star right here, and you tell him about him. And he says, if that guy's selling, watch what I can do. And you go like, I got my eyes on him. I'm going to watch what you can do. Because if he can't outdo him, now he might be a superstar stud. I don't know. Here's what I don't know. I don't know what's in his heart. I'm not judging him. What I do know is he's got his license. What I do know, he's already talked to people. What I do know is I'm not going to make him mad. What I do know is in order for me to get this structure right here, I got to have a guy to get a guy. And that's my most likely guy if I'm talking to him. So I sign him up. I'm nice to him. I give him a book. You say you give a man a book, they ain't done nothing. I'm just like, oh yeah. Why? Because I'm trying to do this right here with everything I got, because I'm trying to go team builder. Why am I trying to go team builder? Because if I go team builder, look what I got. Look here. How do we clean this off? Let's start this one all over. I like this one so much. Boom. Man, I tell you what, first time I saw this, I was fired up. I was fired up when you wiped it off. And those old ones, you know. And now I got this, but I was like, I got 3 of them, man. I was fired up. All right, so here's look at this. Business promoter looks like this. See, look, there's team builder right there. Boom. I've got to start that somewhere. So I hired 20, but BP, this man could do this. He could be my BP. Then all I need is a BD and an IBA. And I'm a key leader. Andy, what's so big about a key leader? Come over here. Look what you got to have. Look to become an agency manager. To an agency manager, here's what you need. If you want to be an agency manager, you got to have a key leader. How are you ever going to get a key leader if you can't be a key leader? And there's key leader right there. That's key leader right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But now watch. How many people will be in your business when you go key leader? It'll probably be 1, 2, like this right here, like this, like this, like this, and like this. It'll probably be like that before you go key leader. As a matter of fact, if you didn't, let's see, if you did, how could you not have it if you were right there? If you only had that right there, that is not key leader. If you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You know what? It is too, because there's your BP leg right there. So if you didn't have this right here, if you didn't have that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, you would not be. All you need is one more person. But what if you didn't hire that guy, what if this person don't hire the 72-year-old? What if this person don't hire mama? What if he don't hire granny? It's keeping you from being a key leader. Does that make sense? We hire everybody, and then we watch who does it. We don't judge them. We watch who does it, okay? So if this person right here would just hire one person, boom you out. That would be your business developer. If he would hire one person, if he would hire a person, you basically, what you've done is, by hiring everybody, you can't miss being a key leader. Then, to become an agency manager, all you need is one person and teach him how to do key leader. And then the next person in an agency manager is a team leader, which is less than a key leader, and then a BP and IBA. And a team leader is just a BP, a BD, and an IBA. It's just a BP, a BD, and an IBA. That's one more person makes a key leader. So it's like, this is agency manager. You saw how easy it is to be a key leader. You don't even have one team builder in your whole company, and you're a key leader. So you start out by going this right here, this diagram. Hire 20, get the best 2, and help one of them get 2 people. Help one of them get one person, and you're a team builder. Help one of them get 2 of them. You checking this out? This stuff is so crazy easy. So then at agency manager, what you're trying to get to is a key leader and a team leader and a BP and an IBA. To get to senior board member, it takes 4 DMs and 2 key leaders. To get to EVP, it's 4 AMs. All you need is 4 people that can do this. This is some simple stuff, guys. Watch this. I can tell you how to do this. I can tell you how to do this until the cows come home, okay? I can preach it, I can scream it, I can talk about how easy it is. Here's the part that I don't know about people, and I'll draw this in several different ways. I look at you and you got pretty eyes. You got a big old smile. I'm all fired up about that. And look at that body. You know what I mean? You going on and on, right? You know, there you go. There you go. And I look at you and I go, look at that hairdo. I ain't never seen nothing like that in my life. Here's what I don't know. I don't know what's in between them ears. I don't know what's right in between them ears. I don't know the 6 inches. I don't know what's in your mind. And the big deal is, I don't know what's in your heart. I'm telling you, the people that are going to get up in the morning, the people that are going to read every night, the people that are going to make the dials, is the people that's got this right here got going on. The people that's got the right mind and the right heart, they're the ones that are going to win. And your job is not to judge them and not to change them. It's to find them. And a lot of them like to keep it hid. Some of y'all like to keep it hid. You don't want to tell people. You don't want to cry. I don't want to cry. I don't want to show you how passionate I am. I'm looking for that. I'm looking for people that are passionate. You just don't know what I've been through. I want to hear what you've been through, but what I'm more interested in is what you're going to do. People ask me all the time, how you stay up? Because I don't think about where I am right now. I'm thinking about where I'm going to be. I live in the future. And listen, and the one thing I know about the future is I got to do what I got to do now. Okay, listen to this. I live in the future, but I act in the now. Hello? What it's going to be like is unbelievable. I was showing my wife some stuff yesterday. She just come back from the beach. I was showing her. I said, baby, you ain't going to believe this. Let me tell you what it's going to be like. I was telling my son, I was like, son, it's going to be crazy. You get older, man, it's going to be a mess. We're going to private jet. But right now, I got to make a phone call. Does that make sense? Right now, we got a convention coming up this weekend. Right now, this is what we got to do. Monday, we got to go to Africa, and we can't wait. I was talking to Missy this morning, and she was saying, y'all ought to look up Leopard Rock. This hotel you're staying, it's unbelievable. And this place called the Encounter in Zimbabwe. And I was like, yeah. See, I've been living at the Encounter and in Zimbabwe in my mind when I'm riding down the road and it's 3 o'clock in the morning. When I get up at these 4 o'clock in the morning airline flights, or when I get up and I got to be somewhere at 8 and I got to drive 3.5 hours, I got to shower quick and get in the car and drive 3.5 hours, I'm right now at Zebra Rock right then. I'm on a safari right then because I'm thinking about what it's going to be like. I was talking to a guy. Is James in here? James in the house? I was talking to James earlier, and I said, James, I was talking to him on the phone. I didn't know if it's here or not. And I was saying, is this guy right here coming to the convention? He said, yeah, here's what I told him. He said, it ain't about whether you're broke. It ain't about it ain't about selling. It ain't about recruiting. It ain't nothing, but you got to be here this weekend. Now, here's the thinking he was using, the now thinking. This is what we got to do right now. We're not going to worry about right now how broke we are or how broke we were, how rich we're going to be. What I got to do right now is I got to make a phone call. What I got to do right now is I got to get leadership. What I do right now, I'm going to have to sleep in my car. What I got to do right now, I'm going to be hungry. I talked to the guy the other day. I said, you buy the expensive $400 ticket? He said, I'm on a diet. I said, you bought the $99 ticket. You ain't got to eat nothing. He said, yeah, I'm on a diet. I said, I'll tell you what, I know how you feel. I've been on a diet a lot of days, man. But see what I'm saying? I like his thinking, right? One day, I'm going to sit in them big seats. One day, I'm going to buy the expensive ticket. One day, I'm going to buy tickets 3 years ahead of time. Don't nobody ask me. Man, I done bought all my tickets. Don't ask me no more. For the next 3 years, I done bought all my tickets. You say, wait a minute, what do you mean by that? I'm telling y'all, you don't understand. When I first started making money, I hated paying my bills. When I would get I can't even remember what a bill is now. I know you don't relate to that, but when I get my electricity bill, I don't know what it was. Let's say it's $300 or whatever it was, $200. When I first started getting money, I started sending them 3 and 4 times the amount that they tell me. So I could just throw them in the trash the next time and I wouldn't have to write the check. Does that make any sense? I'm going to tell you what, I'm not kidding you. I just, come to my house. I hate telling my wife to get deodorant. I'll be like, baby, get some deodorant. I don't like doing it. I just like opening the cabinet to be in there. So you know what I do now? You go in there, it looks like a grocery store at my house. I'm not kidding you. I got 10 of those. That's aftershave. I got 10 of those. That secret shave I'll use, there's 15 of those little bottles in my. I'm not kidding you. See, that's the way I pictured it, baby. It is like I pictured it. Does this make sense? Like when I was little, we had tea and milk and water. You could get all you want of the water. Because the milk wasn't going to last, and the tea, there'd be a fight. But the water, you drink all you want. One of my dreams was to have drinks. You go in my office today. I got 2 refrigerators in my office, 2 refrigerators, and I got glass doors so I can look over there and see, look, I got some Red Bull, got Diet Mountain Dew, got a light beer. You can just look at the refrigerator, Bo. If Jane, I want to try to get that in my main house. Jane wouldn't let me. Out on my kitchen, on my kitchen, which is outside, glass doors everywhere so I can see it. She says, why do you want glass doors? I said, so I can see what's to drink in there. Like, I'm not kidding you. What's it going to be like? That's where I lived. That's where I lived, was in tomorrow, but I had to act on what I had to do today, which is make phone calls. I'm not scared to make phone calls. I've spent insane amounts of money getting around John Maxwell, insane amounts of money getting around Brian Tracy, insane amount of money going to seminars. I spent everything I had on seminars multiple times. How do you do that? I spend everything I got, I would make some more, and spend everything I got on seminars. Why? Because I was trained from the BIBLE that says you invest more in knowledge and wisdom and understanding. You don't skip wisdom. You don't skip conventions. You don't skip that. You do everything you can do to get there. You go there. You get everything you can get. And the more you pay, The more price you pay, the more dear it is. The more you pay, the harder it is. When you come out of that thing Sunday at noon, your finger, baby, talking about, woo! You're going to start dialing and smiling. You're going to hit the roads. I ain't talking about after that, I ain't going to be watching no TV. Because after the seminars, I was always 10 times more excited. And so here's what you got to do. Get your calendar out. I'm going to wrap up with this. We got to get your calendar out right now. We got to get your calendar out, and you got to start setting this up. And we need to start teaching this. You got to start teaching this. All right, this is Sunday, and it ends at noon. Boom, yow. After that, what we're talking about is red zone, baby. Red zone, baby. And the only question is when you go out through your week, what is red zone and what is family zone? What's family? What's relaxed time? And what's money time? What is the red zones? And during the red zones, we cannot be wasting time. That's the concept. For those of you that got the WANTTO, those of you that got the want to, we're going to secretly attack. We're going to secretly work. When people think we're taking a break, we're going to be working. When they think we're at home watching, the World Cup's over now. So you're watching the World Cup with reruns? Mm-mm. Think you watching the zombies take over America? Mm-mm. No. Think you doing the World Combat Zone? What's that name of that thing? You doing that video game thing? Or the Fast Times in Ridgemont Speedway or something like that you stole the cars? What do you call it? You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, Grand Theft Auto. You watching all, don't, People think you home video. You at somebody's house at a kitchen table. Talking about that dream right there. And then when they say something, you go, I got to see your policy. Listen to this. Let me tell you this. I am put here on earth to tell you to go do that. You know how I know it? Because it feels so good and it feels so right. It sets in my heart. I know the things that have changed in Paul Roberts' life. I know the things that's changed in your life, Roy, and some I don't know that have changed for the better, okay? I know the things that changed in your life, Gina. I know by the reports that I get back that I'm here. And if I'm here telling you that you need to be right and that you need to do it hard and you need to not quit and you need to have faith like a child and you need to tell people what they need to hear, whether they need to hear it or not, which is why Angela can able to make a sale. It's why you can make a sale, Brandy. And I'm here to tell you that. Where'd that message come from? What sent me to tell you, and where did you get that message from? I believe that's why I'm here. I believe that when I was building this business in 2004 and 2005, and I was just trying to get unbroke, and I was just trying to get $1 million income, and I think after I got $1 million, I got kind of lost. And I said, I'm trying to make $2 million. And the whole time, Tim Goad said, Andy, the whole time, what you were looking for was a way to make a difference. And that's when we started have fun, make money, and make a difference. It was just a have fun, make money part. And when he said make a difference, my whole life came back on. The light came back on, and I was like, it was there all along, brother, but I wasn't speaking it. And we've been coming back to life, okay? It's like that. People say money can do bad stuff. But I'm tell you what, it was interesting having all that money and not having a mission, not having a purpose. It was dizzying. And so the last 3.5 years, we've been working on a mission and a purpose. Now we have a game plan. You know what it is. There's 2004, ain't no way I've been talking about going to Africa with my kids. With this mission and this game plan, it's changed my whole life. I hope it changes your life. I know we're going to change, listen to this, thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of people are going to be changed because of the alliance. The ripple effect is going to be the cinder block threw in a pond effect. We are not just going to be a butterfly effect or a ripple effect or a pebble effect. We're going to be a bomb effect, baby, come Sunday afternoon because of the training we're going to get, because of the hearts that we got in that room, and because you guys know what to do now. We're going to take some notes. We're going to do it. Y'all ready to go? Revis, I'm leaving out everything. Matt, Guys, I'm so fired up. This thing is on fire. If you've been thinking about getting here and you ain't starting to get your ticket, start driving, order your ticket on your way. Don't plan on sleeping. Bring tape recorders. Get with the leaders. Don't let them go. Find out who they are. Ask a million questions and make your dream come true. Make your story public. We want to hear from you. We love you. See you. See you in a couple 24 hours. Love you. Bye.